What do you?
So there we are.
Yes, we are. Well, welcome. And we are so glad you're with us again this week for Taking the Journey Together. I am Sharon or Zare.
Mm-hmm.
And
I am Imar.
yes, and we are still taking the journey together and we are enjoying this journey as we take it. I'm going to start off because we have a lot that we're going to go through today.
Well, we can always go to part 2 at the same time, but I am feeling kind of springy.
Yes.
Yes, kind of springy. I feel like
Exactly.
I'm antsy as can be. I feel
Me
springy
too.
for some reason.
Me too. I want to just spring right into our belief statement.
Okay, why don't you go
Okay.
right here and do that? Spring right into our belief
I am
statement.
springing right now.
Mhm.
Our belief statement goes like this. We are going to relate. It doesn't matter what your mother says, your father says, your children, or even what Jesus says. We are going to relate. We get the idea that we can be friends, but we can't be lovers, or we can be lovers, but we can't be friends. Therefore, in our minds, we see that I can marry my lover, but not my friend. Well, at Taking the Journey Together, we feel the need to relate in a balanced way. By balanced, since we believe your best friend is your best lover, we mean taking the friendship and sharing on one side and the lover and sexual compatibility on the other side, and then working towards creating thriving relationships, or what we call healthy relationships.
Oh my goodness. I love that. One more time. It's back. My playing with a toy, mommy, why I'm on front of the TV.
That's okay.
Thank you.
I don't know why, but I guess it's growing on me. I'm getting used to it, I guess. So
okay, we got 2 people who said hi today.
well, hi.
Yeah, Mr. Scott.
All right,
And
Scott.
Mr. Scott again.
Or
You got
Miss.
2. Yeah, exactly. So anyway,
Okay. So that's where we are, and that's what's going on. And we have a guest today, one of our favorites from a favorite blast from the past.
I don't know how favorite she is. She left us a long time ago, and we were in the middle of the road needing that a fabulous all that other good 60s stuff, and she just left us in a lurch, and we had to do this all by ourselves.
I thought you were going to sing for a minute.
Really? No, I'm not singing. I'm hurt. I really am. I'm really hurt about that. Anyway, so,
Yes, let me wipe that tear.
Yeah, let me. I'm gonna give her this.
Yeah.
Okay, she's
And
back
here she
again.
comes.
Oh, who is this person?
Well,
Guys, I love it.
we have to welcome our dear sister Latita back.
Give her another one. All right.
You are having too much fun with that.
Oh gosh, you have no idea. This is my version.
See what you've been. See what you've been. Shame on you.
You'll get a good healthy dose of it today. I can pretty much guarantee.
Tell people to go and share alike. Miss some of the couples that we invited, and I don't know if they got scared off or was it too late in the game or day, but we'll try to invite them again. But I'm glad to see that we have our long lost stranger. No, excuse me,
Yes.
a long lost friend come up and show up. She must have something great to say when it comes to us talking about equinox. That's what today is, the Vernon equinox.
No matter what we talk about,
Vernal, that is.
Vernal, yeah.
Vernal.
No matter what we talk about,
Virtuous.
there you go.
Okay.
All of those,
All of
the V words.
All the VVs. I said it
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
go.
Yeah,
Okay.
but no matter what we talk about, she always has something to add.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So-
So are you saying you wanted to say something now?
Sure,
Oh, okay.
we just welcomed you, so you get the floor.
Oh wow. I'm still buzzing off of you and your newfound tour. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me reel it back in. Okay. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so appreciative of the both of you because I honor the both of you. You two are wonderful beings. So thank you for having me on the show.
Oh man,
Well,
goodness.
thank you for being on the show. You always
Exactly.
add something worthwhile.
She does?
Um,
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Bust that groove. Oh, she definitely will bust that groove. We're so glad.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
No, wrong one. Wrong one.
Yeah.
I better do this one.
Yeah.
It's PG rated on our show.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. I'm sorry. That's just awesome.
All right.
That's awesome.
Randall Noons, love the show for giving a different perspective. Well, right now we haven't got it as of yet, but pretty soon you're going to get that other perspective if you stay along. So we're talking the vernal equinox in
Yes.
a thriving relationship. How does the vernal equinox have anything to do? How do you put it? How can you put it beside? How can you smash it in? How can you introduce it into a thriving relationship? I probably did it the wrong way.
Well, instead of
Mm-hmm.
we balance,
I like
we
that.
renew,
Yes.
we align,
All right.
and then we create a thriving relationship by doing that.
So for people who are out there who don't know what the vernal equinox is about, we are going to have our beautiful guests give us in short terms what the vernal equinox is. Come on, Sister Latita. I know you can.
Oh wow. Okay, so let's just start with the EQA, Energy is quintessential, right? So it is the balance, it is the renewal, it's the annual, okay? Because you're coming into the new you. Hopefully, the hope is you've grown and still growing, not settling on being grown, because that's a stagnation word. So you're growing into the betterment of self with another, or you're just learning to balance yourself. You're learning to align yourself with yourself.
Oh,
How about that?
I love that. She went
Yes.
right in
Yes,
for the
she did.
kill, right into a relationship.
Yeah.
She went well fast as we. I thought she was going to start in the nice and fluffy world that it's about nature. And besides just looking at nature, if through grounding, we understand the observation of the sun is very important because this is a time where we have just as much as light as we do at night. And that's why they came up with the idea of equinox. I thought for sure I was going to get that out of you, but you had to go right straight to the juggler.
But we got it out of you.
There you go. See how that worked?
And you did it so wonderfully.
I did.
Yes.
Well, I call myself DJ Equinox. And I
Yes.
look at the world pretty much in a balanced way.
So if anybody is having any kind of party or event or anything like that,
that's a shameless plug.
I
You don't do that. Shameless
I guess I'm shameless today. So,
There's no need to do that. Hello, James, my favorite show. We're glad to hear him say that. But let's go right into it. I think it's time for us to go ahead, as you, as Latita pretty much did. Let's go straight into looking at each one of those different pieces that you talked about.
yes.
Right? Balance, renewal. What else? The other one?
Mutual growth, shared equal efforts, awakening, planting seeds, which is like planning, aligning through embrace. And, those are the things that lead to the healthy relationship. So we'll probably start with balance.
Exactly. We're
Yes.
going to start. Now, this has everything to do where you can actually take natural, and I will talk about, you could take natural observations that you see, and you can actually then in turn interpretate them into your own lifestyle so that they become, how can I say it, a observation pattern and piece for you to be able to actually practice and do.
Yeah.
So you may not have a mom or a dad, or you may not have a close friend to help you out in certain way to handle yourself in life when it comes to being mature, however that may be. But you can look at nature, and nature can teach you
Yes.
how to be able to survive, or in this case, even thrive, especially in relationships. You ever thought about that before?
Yes.
Oh,
I have always looked at birds in the backyard. And so,
she does. By the way, she does.
and I love watching them as they connect and cavort together and
Which Kevork?
like play
Dr.
to
Kevorkian?
not quite
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I don't know.
opposite end of the spectrum.
Okay.
They play together. Yes, they play together and they interact and the way they, when they're flying around and you can just feel the joy and the fun that they're having.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel that too. Oh, so Latita, just so she can feel comfortable and she doesn't feel like those birds are on her brain. Notice I said that right. And notice I did that right. I didn't do it backwards anyway. Do you look at birds and stuff too?
Actually, I look at birds, I look at foxes, I look at animals in general. And the trees, I listen to the trees speak and yeah, I observe everything.
All right. Come on, baby.
Well, because everything is in connection to us in all ways anyway. We just don't pay attention to it, right?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Okay, so as we're talking about connections and the the energy is quintessentially understanding the equa, the equinox, or the equality, or the equilibrium, the EQ, right? We have to look for it inside of us. So build the relationship with you first. Be your best friend. Be your inner me. INNER me. Serve your inner me. Serve you first. Be selfish. Be selfish before you become selfless. And once you reach that point, then you can extend it. What I mean by that is you want someone that loves you like you love you. Okay? You want someone, they're going to love you differently, but they're going to love you. It's going to be such a balance that it's going to feel the same. Am I making sense?
You are heading towards the sidelines, and I'm going to have to side you in a minute. But no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking for a minute because you are just moving into and setting the basis or the foundation to a balanced, healthy relationship. Because we're referring to starting with yourself.
Yes.
And there's no doubt about it. If you want to move in a balanced relationship, you have to start with yourself. There are many people who are trying to create or be in balanced relationship. They ain't even started with themselves. They might be even trying to get into a relationship in the first place and never started with themselves.
Yeah.
Period.
Yes.
So yeah, it's important for us to look at that first foundation. Are you and what are you doing in dealing with yourself. The equinox portion has to do with the fact that now you're relating to another self, and you hope that other self is going to deal with their self the same way you are dealing with yourself. Most of the time in a lot of our relationships, we're not doing that. We're mostly being self-centered only around us and not necessarily concerned about the other. And the other person is not even concerned about you, only concerned about us. And then what happens is you got two people who are not balanced, who are not resonating, who are not connecting together in a relationship. So no doubt about it, sister, the importance of making sure that you love yourself is one of the first things that you need to do when it comes to a balanced, healthy relationship. What a way to be awakened to at the same time from that particular end. I think most people are not awakened that way from what you just got through saying, sister. They're really not.
I want to touch on something that you said. It kind of triggered something in my mind.
I had to pat myself on the back real quickly.
It triggered something in my mind, a memory. Back when I lived in Colorado, this one house that I lived in, the people next door moved out, and they happened to be on the side where my office was upstairs. And there was this family that moved in. They were squatters, and they really enjoyed being there. They basically denned up in this house, or should I say under the house. And this was a family of foxes.
How many folks out there knew she was going that direction? But go ahead.
Yeah. And when you say you watch foxes, that was the only time in my life I've been in a position to watch foxes. Where these foxes came from, nobody knows. But they lived under this empty house for a while, but they were endangered. So animal control could not come and get them just for the sake of coming to get them. And so I would stand in my office window and watch them and talk about balanced relationship. It was 2 adult foxes and 3 babies. They when the babies would come out to play, one of them would be in the backyard where they were playing, and the other one would be in the front yard, almost like standing guard. And then at a certain time, they would so they would share that responsibility of watching and caring for the young and making sure that they stayed safe.
How old were they?
Well, the young, a few months.
You sure? Were they from Minnesota? You're talking about people, ain't you? Kids too?
Yeah, the foxes.
Oh, well, you were talking about animals. We're supposed to be talking about people. I didn't know.
No, I said that is a great example. That was a great example of a balanced relationship.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Who went to work? Who didn't go to work?
They both worked.
Oh. How long were they out there?
They were there for about 3 months.
3 months?
Uh-huh.
Sometimes relationships don't even last that long.
And then the mayor's wife finally got,
hold on.
the ex-mayor's wife.
So we won't go any further because I knew I was going to egg you on. How does the mayor have to do with this?
Because the ex-mayor lived on the other side. And so we were afraid that the foxes, somebody was going to get to them and hurt them or something.
Folks, you never know what you're going to be involved when you listen to the show. The foxes, the hounds, and the rabbits.
When Latita was talking about watching
don't blame
foxes,
it on her.
It just triggered
Don't
that memory.
blame that on her. That was her story.
But that was a
She
great
can keep that to
relationship.
herself.
It was an example of a great relationship.
Okay. Well, let's move on, ladies, into this so that we could teach folks about how we humans can handle our relationships in a much better balanced way, according to Equinox. What were some of the things that we're going to be going through also too? Because we're not going to finish this in one day. I can tell that already.
When we talk about balance, we talk about reflecting equal light and darkness. We talk about relationships that thrive on a mutual give and take, and ensuring that neither partner feels overburdened. So everything along the way is balanced, so that each partner, no partner feels like they are being overwhelmed.
That they should be. Latita, have you ever read this book written by a sister who's a shaman? She's out of California, and she wrote a book a couple of years ago that has went out of print. It's being sold between $100 to $1,000 some dollars. And you probably know her. You probably have even met her. And she wrote a book for sisters. And I found out about the book, and I gave it out to sister friends in my life. And the book was all about daily affirmations in information and insights, but it was done from the standpoint of your shadow side and your enlightened side. And I can't remember exactly what that book is. I gave it to Sharon as a gift. She's done misplaced it someplace. But have you heard of that book, and do you know who she is?
I don't know who she is, but I am aware of my shadow side. Deeply aware. Actually, I have a handle. My other handle is Shadow Keeper. So I'm deeply aware of my shadow side. I've embraced it. I befriended it, and sometimes we sit down and have tea together. So yeah.
you know, if what she's saying is not funny.
No,
but it is only from the standpoint when you look at her book. This sister, who I got a lot of respect for, as a shaman, she speaks very specifically and intently for women.
Yeah.
From the standpoint of sometimes us brothers, no sisters can get into a funk. I'm not talking about us that we don't, but sometimes sisters can get funk. Like, I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it is, but the sun is blocked out right now while I'm around here. And I can't see nothing because of her shadow. So she speaks of that shadow side, not from the standpoint of right and wrong.
No.
She speaks of that as for the standpoint of energy wise. And that during that shadow, she speaks of, and you remember the book, of elements, thoughts, and things that you would do that if you were not reflective and somewhat insightful of your own self, you would not know that there were shadow sides expressions, lower energies, and you would have no idea. And because of that, you would either hate what was going on or didn't understand that that was just part of you.
Yeah.
And there was some part to be able to handle.
Yeah.
And you can't understand it.
Yeah. The way it was put together, which was amazing. And I used it a lot until I misplaced the book because I was taking a trip and didn't have room to take the cards. So I said I could still use the book. And
we
so
won't find it.
Oh, it's here. I know it's here.
That was a valuable book. I got it as a gift too at the same time.
Yeah, we have it. It's just in the mix of everything that was going on at the same time. It just got misplaced, but it's in the house. I know it is. But the way she focuses on the shadow side and the light side is like, where are you? Which side are you on? And if you're on the shadow side, think of things, or these are things that you can do to be on the other side. But if you're balanced, it's still okay. You have a problem when you're too much on one side or the other.
The balance that you're trying to refer to, the balance is first knowing that you have a shadow.
Yes.
We fight most of the time thinking that it's only good, lucky, happy day, good salesman that does all that promotion, everything's okay, all right, which is bullshit, but crap, whatever. And the shadow side, many times we might be operating in, which is what I call cognitive dissonance. And we don't even know that side does exist, and then realize it. That's part of that embracing, understanding that you have that lower energy side. You do have that shadow side. And that was one thing about that particular book that I've given up to different folks that I know, especially sisters I know, because that acknowledgement went there. Brown knowledge brings power, transcendent power, as this sister just got through speaking of herself. Go ahead, sister.
No, you said lower energy. See, shadow and light complement each other, just like the sun and moon, right? So when you're saying lower energy, it's not lower energy, it's energy, is what you bring to it. So you can rate, just like light energy can be considered a lower energy. It's who you are as a person. You're bringing that. Can you hear me? No?
Frequency. Frequency. Okay. That's what I meant was frequency. That's what I meant. I mean, there's all kinds.
Okay, cool.
some frequencies.
but yes,
Some,
but
but you got to remember, I'm a technical person who's in the field that had to study things that you can't see. So I know that there are frequencies we see and frequencies we see, and those frequencies in turn become lower. Not because of the fact that they're waste, not because they're batter, not because of the fact that they shouldn't exist. It's because of the fact the way that they vibrate is a lot more slower. They move more things slower at a lower energy than it is at a high energy.
Well, yeah. No, I understand that. Yes, no, I understand that.
You can flip it over to. It's just that it is just a lower frequency of how it vibrates. That's all I meant from that.
Oh, understood. But I wanted to say something. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. How certain people in relationships, they force alignments. Don't force an alignment with anyone. Don't do that. Please don't do that. That adds complications and challenges and that don't need to be had. There's nothing wrong with compromise. Compromise to me is when that old part of you needs to fall off anyway, and that's part of your growth and growing when you compromise. But don't force anything. Some people force journeys together and force alignments that are not supposed to be because they like them. Oh, I've known them for 20 years and we've been friends for 20 years, but it doesn't mean that you should be in a relationship. Oh, you've related as friends for 20 years. Cool. But it doesn't mean that you should be in an actual relationship. You want to try it out. There's a reason why you're still friends. Certain things don't need to be crossed up. Am I making sense? There are alignments. Alignments don't need to be forced.
Yes, you do. On the higher frequency side, we are trying to move everyone to understand in your relationship or in the relationship you can get into, you can have that balance. You can work in such a way that you both two can have and be awakened and aligned through embracing another, which is what the equinox is trying to present to us from the side of energies connecting so that you can thrive forward. No doubt about it in that lower energy or the other.
You are breaking up so badly.
I know, because you were breaking up the same time too.
You're breaking up so badly.
So I wonder why I don't see that arrow up there. I do know that when we walk, of course, forward in unity and balance, we are all about trying to and making sure that we walk in accord and in balance in that relationship. And hopefully that is something that both people mutually agree to want to do, and not, as you were saying, is something that's forced. And I think that's very important, that if you're in a relationship and you two are have a mutual agreement and you're trying to move in a balanced relationship, then you're going to want to make sure that you're awakened, that you in turn are aligned with one another, that you in turn plant seeds with one another. You're going to do necessary work like a farmer so that your field can cultivate well. You're not going to be trying to concentrate on that part that usually happens, especially with the Black folks relationship, where we are falling apart. We're not really connecting well, where we really have so much drama going between each other and still trying to stick in there. It's not even funny. We have to start remembering that we have did great, good, mighty, and excellent things in our relationship as Black folks. And they haven't shown that much of that history. They haven't presented that much of the history, but doesn't mean it exists and we can't be those examples. And that's what this is all about, trying to become the examples of that which in turn we can be if we choose to be that way. And that's why it's important for us to take that journey together.
Did he stop breaking up?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes.
Well, we're going to have to real quickly after that. We're going to have to. I forgot to give both of us this. Yeah! You get one. Yeah! And then another one, and then we have
Let's go.
We got to go. We got to go. Move. What is our next place we need to go to, Sharon? Because I always say it wrong.
We need to go to a break.
Yeah, I keep on saying the other word, but our owner of the station, he won't get mad at me. So we're going to be right back. So just hold on. Just hold your hats, and we should be right back and get a commercial. Where is it at? Want to do this one?
Said it anyway.
Sue me.
Whichever one.
Savannah, are you looking for some of the best Southern soul food? Then check out Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Boulevard. The food is so good, you'll think that your mother cooked it. Located in the heart of Savannah, Kim's has a menu that includes breakfast anytime, lunch when you need it, and dinner so you won't have to cook when you get home. They also cater all types of events and can host your reserved event at the restaurant. Come see what everyone has been raving about. Great food, great atmosphere, and a great time. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Boulevard in beautiful downtown Savannah.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
Carter.
Just a little fast, but anyway, that was
Let's
good.
go.
We're going.
Yes,
we
come on
are
now.
going. Okay. And we are going to talk about where we are and where we can be found.
Yes.
Not only can we be found
Hold on.
here on our Black Media and Taking the Journey Together site,
What am I doing here?
we can be found on Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 on
Is that a good one? No, it is.
WRUU radio.
Mhm,
And WRUU is 101.5.
mhm.
And we'll be talking about thriving relationships there as well. Or if you want to get in contact with us, you can email us at takingthejourneytogether@gmail.com. On Facebook, you can find us at TTJ Together. Instagram, we are Taking the J Together.
I was thinking about she did not inhale. Folks, she didn't inhale. I'm telling you that right now. She did not.
Did
inhale.
not.
And always call us. We got a telephone number right there. So we'll be
Yes.
glad to work with you when it comes to relationships. We're always trying to push people to know that you, especially Black folks, that we can have positive relationships.
Mhm.
We can have relationships where we want to be in it. We have
Right.
relationships that we should be in it. And we need to claim that as
Mhm.
for our way of life and not think we have to wait to go to heaven for that to happen.
Yes.
We have too many other negative things that already happened or coming down the pike, especially from the standpoint that they want to erase the history, so we don't know anything
Yes.
about what we've been doing as for a good way to use Sankofa and go back
Mhm.
and learn from it and then move forward. So I understand that we have a right to tell our stories, but in a positive, uplifting way,
Yes.
and say that we can make it. We can make that happen for our next generation.
Exactly. And if you're looking for coaching so that you can have an uplift, a rebirth, a renewal,
Mhm.
growth of any kind, just working some things out and starting to see eye to eye and getting more balanced or getting back on kilter, you can call us at 786-763-1324. That's 786-763-1324 for Mind at Rest Couples Coaching. And we'll be to talk to you and see if we can help you or help you find your way again, or put you in contact with someone who can.
Exactly. We may, I'm not going to say anything premature over this air right now until confirmation is made. So we will leave that alone.
Yes.
Let's keep on looking at these insights that you just brought up, looking at our notes too. It's a chance to let go of conflicts, embrace fresh energy.
Because the renewal is almost like you said earlier and what Latita said earlier. It's like new plants, new growth. This is the time when I have all these plants. Remember, I've been telling you I need to do some repotting of these plants so they can thrive even more than they already are. When I want to do some vegetables, because vegetables are going to go the same way as the eggs, and pretty soon we won't be able to afford anything that is healthy for us. And so I want to be
Bust that groove.
Oh no, never mind. We don't want to do that one.
I'll go into my backyard and get whatever it is that we need for that healthiness.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the same amount of energy that is taken right now when it comes to food planning, because of the fact that it costs too much to get things. This is the same amount of energy that should be refocused and presented in your relationship, especially during this time of equinox. The importance of these areas that we're talking about is all about you pointing your energy back towards yourself, back towards your relationship, and understand that your relationship is important. Understand your relationship is charitable. And I think the most important, understand that you have a right to that relationship. You have a right to that relationship. And many of us are in we figure we don't even have that right, either because of the fact that we have, what's that one thing we talk about once in a while?
Which one thing? We talk
one thing
about a lot
that one particular spirit we talk about, or psychological.
The imposter.
Yeah, we may have the imposter syndrome just running in our head. You don't belong in here. You need to be in this relationship. You're not good enough. I think that's the biggest one. You're not good enough. And
you're not worthy.
Exactly. And that person might even sense that too, as in confidence, and they might speak that in your relationship too. That is not a good balanced relationship. No, that is not an equal relationship.
First of all, it's not balanced within you.
Oh, yeah, well, exactly. You talk about someone trying to force you to be in a relationship when they themselves are running in a tape in the mind that they're not good enough, and then they'll use that psychological thing called transformation. And sometimes you see that with men and now women these days. Transference, yes. When you in turn might be playing on another or having an affair with another particular woman, and you're going to blame it on the woman that you're with, your wife that you're with, all because of that guilt you have inside in your what again? What's the word again?
Imposter.
No, transferring on there. So this is the same thing too. You might have that imposter syndrome in you. Speak, you're not good enough. You don't say it good enough. You don't speak it good enough. You don't look good enough. All that other good stuff, and you're transferring that over in your relationship on that other particular person, and you are forcing them to think that probably what you're thinking at the same time. Yeah. Why am I here? Yeah, and it can actually go the other way. You might think that this is supposed to happen. This must be what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, this is my lot in life.
Exactly.
That's a horrible lot to have.
It is. It is.
So chime in.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. So I was going to go back to when you were saying awaken, because for me, I agree with you. Everything is about balance. Everything is about balance. So what I would like to say is when there is an awakening, because, we say awaken a lot, know that if you are aligned, if there is that balance, somebody's going to be in slumber at some point in time during that relationship. So be compassionate, have some understanding, and go with that flow. Okay.
Can we get Trump to do that?
Which is.
Can we get what's his name to do that?
Yeah, we just need them both to fall asleep.
Mixed the guy has that
for a long time.
Electric cars
for a long.
Who's
time.
That guy got electric cars?
Oh, felon Tusk.
Yeah. That's the one.
We're going to get a hotline and we're going to get him on the show. You think he'll come up on the show? You think he'd say anything about it? Probably not. Probably
I
not.
don't know. It's
But,
funny
you know-
that he's an SA, right? Oh, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, South African.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. You notice how we're not going to get into that deeper, but you notice how his relationship in South Africa in father now is being expanded much larger, so you get a better understanding of what his backstory is and what his
Mhm.
motivation is.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't enough that he did the Hitler salute. That should have been enough to understand that. But now it's really coming out in all different places of what his motivation is. And it's actually falling back on him just because of that kind of unrighteousness. Talk about being out of balance.
Yes.
That's what you call being out of balance.
It's purposely done in America. America doesn't speak life. It taught us not to speak life. It educates you not to speak life on yourself. It educates you to doubt yourself in a very literal sense across the board, from pre-K all the way through collegiate studies. That's what America does.
And if you notice and you think about it, based on what you're saying, it brings into play and brings into the forefront that we are putting these instances and these opportunities upon our children at younger and younger ages. We have to the point where, it's better to make money than it is to instill those values in your children when they are at the most vulnerable ages. And that's where we talk about, can we have some balance?
But yet at the same time, I don't mean a but yet person. I don't mean that other side. How do you win with that kind of play? We won't talk about it. We'll move on.
Oh, but it's winnable.
There's got to be winners and losers.
Yes.
Just got to be winners and losers.
And you know who
you don't want to be on the loser side.
I don't even look at it as winners and losers. I look at it as those that learn and those that don't.
Yeah. I hate to say this, but I'll give you a yay. But yet on the other side, let's go, because that's not how people think about it. But we should, no doubt about it. Harmony, fostering what again?
Emotional, spiritual,
and physical, as we're doing at the same time now.
Physical alignment.
Do we think about in our relationships, besides the sexual part? Many times we try to do some alignment in, and there could be some problems in that area, but we're not going to get into that. But do we try to foster we're using emotional intelligence in our relationship? Okay. Are we using that? Are we trying to look at spiritual? Are we looking to see if we both have the same kind of spiritual onsets or concepts or belief systems? Do we, in terms of some people say, are we kind of equally yoked? How about the physical alignment? Are we have some kind of physical? By the way, what would be a physical alignment? I'm going to talk to Latita about that, because Latita and I were part of a Facebook post that a young brother that does relationships, I think I had him one time do a feedback on dealing with a relationship. It's a panel of young folks like them who are really trying to talk about relationships and how relationships should be and so on and so forth. And he talked about the body image and how the body image can be a problem with women, especially black women. On a question that a sister asked herself, and she said she was having that problem in life. And Latita chimed in on that as a post, and then I chimed in. I want to talk a little bit about how that imbalance happens in relationships too, the physical outside.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going back to, we're talking about a young lady was talking about the conventional beauty.
Yes, the one that came on the microphone the first time and spoke, and then the brother said something about it.
Yes. So in America, conventional beauty is was based on one standard, and it was from the non-melanated woman. And oh my goodness, I wish everyone could listen to this particular brother. He took it, we don't even have enough time. I'm trying to think of a way to to give a brief synopsis of it.
You best.
Basically, he told her, to keep her confidence that she was beautiful, right? She was beautiful. And that the conventional beauty standard is crap. It really is. The fact that a lot of us did not see us growing up, it was their perception. And what people don't realize is that they sold us this illusion, they sold us this scheme, this scam of what everything is, of what beauty is supposed to look like. And it's not that.
Right.
It's not that. And beauty is you, if you are a person that is true to who you are and how you breathe and how you step and how you speak life upon yourself and others. For me, that is beauty for a man and or woman, right? And everybody has their own standards and whatnot. But if you are on Facebook and you see my name, please go to that particular thing. I shared it. It's beautiful. It brought tears to my eyes that he gave it such a raw and wonderful breakdown that you're beautiful. Share your beauty, share your insight, share your knowledge, share your confidence with other sisters, because we have been taught, purposely so, to speak non-life upon ourselves and others.
Yes.
Even in our relationships, especially in our relationships. Even upon ourselves, we say, man, I'm broke today. Do you look broken? No, sir, I'm not broken. You see, just simple things like that. And in our relationships, we say that. And we don't realize that our cells listen to us. This is a cellular thing as well. Our cells carry memories, y'all. And we speak non-life upon ourselves. Our cells don't even respond. We want to be light. We want to speak that life upon our partner, but especially upon ourselves first. The airline teaches you to give yourself a breath before you give somebody else one.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. But many of us understand that if we concentrate on ourselves and ourselves that we're concentrating is only on ourselves, I'm being the Nixon advocate, then many times it becomes nothing but being self-centered, not self-aware.
But
what happens is you bring yourself out of balance. I'm going to go back to it because that's what we're talking about. We bring our relationship out of balance because one person is only thinking mostly about them, especially from the outside, because body image is about thinking about who you are from the outside, good or bad. And the bad thing is you're supposed to be knowing and concentrating on who you are on the inside. And that's what that other person should be relating to you on who you are on the inside. And I this, if you remember, I put in that post that many times what we draw to us is what we're thinking about ourselves inside. I'll say it again, especially as a reflector who sees those things balance wise. Many of the things that we draw in our life is because of what we think about ourselves inside from that particular end. So we have to be very aware of, in this particular case, what kind of harmony are you fostering in your relationship?
Right.
What kind of when that comes to that physical alignment, are you just doing simple things? I'm putting it where the rubber meets the road, because that's very important because we live in that modality too. Do we tell our wives even the days when she has 5 pieces of cakes on her face on one side and her hair sticking straight out in the air like this, and she forgot to wear sexy clothes she had on yesterday, and you might smell something, and can we really say, oh baby, you still look beautiful to me, and then close the bathroom door, of course. But can you actually still do that? If you can, then you'll get a brownie point, hopefully, upwards point when it comes to using that balance from that end, right?
Absolutely. But see, the thing of it is, and that is the ideal that a lot of us don't get. And the reason I say a lot of us don't get it is because, as Latita spoke a few minutes ago, we have bought into that bill of goods that they sold us way, centuries before we were born. But they sold it to our ancestors, who sold it to, and it has trickled down to us. And we don't have we look in the mirror and we don't see that ideal, and we start to hate ourselves
Mhm.
because there's no one there to tell us that we are beautiful
Yeah, well,
and tell us where to find that beauty.
Malcolm X said, "Who taught you to hate yourself? Who taught you?"
Exactly.
It might have been your mom. It might have been your
and
dad.
and it
It might have been your girlfriend. who
and
taught
it
you the same
probably
thing.
was
Mhm.
because they were taught from their ancestors
Mhm.
who were taught from the non-melanated people
Mhm.
that had all kinds of access to them and their minds.
So that allows us now to move on to our next step, because that's what we want to do,
Exactly.
which is what? Awakening.
Yes.
This is all part of awakening,
Mhm.
having that knowledge of, I won't call it hidden secret. I think it's always been there, but it all depends where you look or where you focus. That's where your power goes.
Mhm.
And so with that awakening, then you can begin to understand that this is a inside thing for you to understand,
Yes.
not how you look on the outside too at the same
Mhm.
time. That's very important. And that awakening during this time is hopefully encouraging that that's what we
Yeah.
all need to do now. Stop carrying those old stereotypes. Stop carrying those old mind thoughts that we've had in our mind, and move to a point where we balance those thoughts, but
Mhm.
bring that balance so that you have a lot of positive, higher energy thoughts about you, about your relationship. And this is part of that awakening that comes along with
Yeah. Yeah. And we've got to start changing that with
it. Mhm.
our young people, our young ladies, especially. There was I went into the bathroom the other day
Mhm.
at work, and there was this young lady, and she was in the mirror, and she was trying to fix her hair, and she, said good morning to me, and she stepped
Mhm.
back, and then, she looked at me and she says, "Do my hair look okay?" And I said, "Yeah, it looks fine."
Was she in the mirror as long as you are in the morning?
I'm not in the mirror that long. Because
You be
half
You
the
be
time-
thinking I'm asleep. My eye looking over the corner. I'm looking at her. She's
Yeah.
still in front of the mirror.
half the time, that's just because that's where the sink is. Half the
Oh,
time, I don't even comb my hair before I leave the house.
So if the sink
But-
was right in front of you while you were sleeping, you'd probably be in bed doing your stuff. wouldn't
No, I'd be sound asleep.
you?
But,
Right.
but she was, she was very concerned about this. She was supposed to be in class, but she
Mhm.
was in the mirror trying to make sure she was pretty. And then finally, I said
Is
to
there
her,
anything wrong with
No.
you as a female, Bill, being concerned about how you look on the outside, and at the same time feel that that's healthy within itself? Because
absolutely
Dr.
not.
Phil will probably tell you something different.
Okay, but here's you also have to take into consideration where
Is
we
it?
were.
Is it?
No,
Oh, I just
because
wondered.
what I ended up saying to her, I said, "Sweetie, you are beautiful on the
Mhm.
outside." I said, "Your hair is fine, your smile is beautiful, you look really nice." I
And
said,
what happened?
and she smiled even more
Mhm.
until I said, "Now, what's your heart looking like?"
Mm-hmm.
And she just kind of stopped. She didn't even breathe for a minute
Mhm.
because I don't think anybody had ever said that to her.
So how did you leave her in the lurch like that, bleeding all over the floor?
I
knowing
did
at least
not.
she looked good.
I did not. I told her, I said, "It's not about how you look on the outside." I said, "Yes, that's important, especially
Mhm.
around here. That's important. It's important. What's more important is what's on the inside of you. And if
Mhm.
you can love yourself on the inside, loving yourself on the outside is going to be even easier. And you're not going to have to stand in front of the mirror hoping that somebody will see the good in you."
Maybe she was looking in the mirror because she wanted to see that in her own self with her own eyes.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
That's why I said, look inside. You feel good about you inside. You know that you're beautiful inside, that you have a beautiful heart, that the way you reach out to people is beautiful. The way you allow people to connect with you is beautiful, that you have people's best interest at
Mhm.
heart. Then you're going to be beautiful. No matter what, you're going to be beautiful. And what's on the outside, that's just icing on the
I
cake.
disagree totally.
Okay.
I think,
Oh, here we go.
and Ice thinks again, that if in turn you look at that as being another way
Yeah.
of how your spirit
Yeah.
is monitoring you,
Hmm.
giving you the chance to know who you are.
Mhm.
Because if you are not connected with who you are and grounded in the inside, and yet you feel that on the outside, there's not equilibrium.
Yeah.
There's not a balance. So that could be easily, and as a reflector, I
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying, that could be your spirit who you're not paying any attention to. It's trying to let you know you need to look in the inside.
Mhm.
That beauty that you're looking on the outside is the same beauty that you have
Yeah.
in the inside. So this could be a way that a person can monitor
Mhm.
themselves when it comes to who they're on the outside.
Mhm.
I say this many times, we have synchronicity moments in our everyday life that we're not necessarily paying close attention to spiritually, as Latita is. And so therefore we use outside, the spirit uses outside circumstances, which are certificate synchronicity moments, to remind us who we are, not to put us down,
Yeah.
not to make us feel bad, but to remind us who we are, because we may be overlooking, we may be awake. I hate that because that dummy in the White House doesn't like that word. But anyway, we may not be awake and too much under that shadow of what that day is. And there's a need for the spirit to get to you one way or the other.
Right.
And it might be like sometimes that you have that cardinal that you sit out there that I ain't see nothing about, but you see outside and your face smiles because you see a cardinal in the tree. You might have been there for a whole hour, who knows? But it woke you, made you feel something good about you inside.
Yes.
So those are the things that we have to understand from an equal point of view, that our outside can be influenced by spiritual matters to try to connect to us in the inside and bring balance to ourselves individually.
Yes.
And hopefully you share it with your person you care about in your relationship too.
And I know this young lady is going to find me again because I could feel that something was dropped into her that she heard or dealt with before. She'll find me.
Now, I know, Latita, I know you've had that many a times before in your life, either for yourself or the people you're around as being an oracle. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I know when I first started talking to you, there were some things that you brought up as for trying to bring that same kind. I thought it was true, but anyway, there's something you did that kind of remind me of the. You just don't know how many sisters I have in turn connected in my life who would do the same thing. They kind of remind me of my sister, and by the way, my sister did beat up on me one time and kicked me in a place that I thought I was going to lose some kids, and mom just ran, sacked on her and said, "Don't you ever do that to your brother again. You're going to end up having no kids." And my sister just looked like, they didn't mess with me again. Bless her heart from that end. But you know, what can I say? I give her rest in peace because her spirit has passed on. You know what I'm talking about, Cindy. Her spirit has passed on from that end. Died years and years ago. I mean, years and years ago. Okay. Wow. Whoa, come on. Well, I forgot this one.
Let's go.
Well, we can't let go because we're going to have to go for real. Go.
Oh, what time we got? We have 3 minutes.
But what I want to say is, Latita, next week, where are you going to be?
I would love to be on Taking the Journey Together.
And we would love to have you here.
Wow.
We got to finish this.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Yes.
And what a
yes.
talk to her.
Yeah. No, I'm going to call you tomorrow.
At least that's what she says. But hopefully she will. Latita, tell us where you at. What are you doing? Because you know you're doing important things in life, so we can't not let that go by. And when you first started talking, there were some people who in turn said, and we saw our ratings go up like this. So come on, tell us a little bit of what you're at, what you're doing.
No. Right now I am on hiatus, but not really though. I'm learning how to take care of a quadriplegic. Or tetraplegia, yes. So I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now. I'm going to be in Atlanta until April the 23rd, right? So yeah, I have this cute little residency all to myself. Yay! So it's been a wonderful learning experience. And what I want to say to your listening audience, when you're in harmony, do no harm, because harmony starts with harm. So there you go.
Yes.
I love that. Sister, you said something that I would strongly agree. And that's a whole nother topic, because I'm telling you that sensitivity area is an area that many of us do not pay much attention to, men and women, and the stereotypes that are attached to it is very imbalanced and is very imbalanced. But no doubt about it, harmony Harmony is very resilient too, by the way. We try to destroy harmony in many ways, but harmony is very resilient. I think harmony, quite frankly, is a very glue that keeps relationships together and all the universe together, to be honest with you, from that end. And some of us learned it the hard way.
Yes,
from that end,
very hard way.
But anyway, we have much more. Thank you very much for being in our show. We're glad to see you back again. I sure hope to see you next Thursday. We thought we were going to
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. We thought we were going to get through this. We have 5 different examples. We didn't even get through one.
Yeah.
We didn't even get through one, which usually happens. But please come back again. Thank you very much. Last words, Sharon, you want to make the last word? Because I got to turn this off before someone gets on us.
Last words, look for the balance and the renewal. Because